part 3 of the Blair Witch Project. In-depth horror discussion, more movie review. Alright, so we left off at this scene.
This is the fourth night.
This is where we left off, where freaking they show up and they're all pissed and Heather's getting yelled at, and then freaking they set up the tent.
Like we said, for the record, there's so much freaking drama in this movie, more drama than horror.
So then,
it's that night in the flesh.
Mikey's taking his first watch that night.
No, so nothing terrorizes them. No, they're like, we've been walking for 15 hours, so then it cuts to the night scene. They're all like playing with flashlights and shit. Nothing happens at all. Because in the script, they're like, oh, we'll make Joshua. And they're all in the same, like, one-man tent. They're like, we'll make Joshua disappear. But
yeah,
the others don't even hear it. It doesn't even make any sense.
So they wake up in the morning, that morning. Josh is gone. They're like, all right,
if you fell for
Josh.
this as a real movie, you're f***ing retarded. Actually, I was 11, so I had an excuse.
So they wake up that morning, Josh is missing, so they're yelling for him.
Yeah.
Like, tell me where you are, Josh.
Yeah, this whole day, no, the whole rest of the movie is just retarded on a bunch of counts. Let's just go through this. So they start yelling for Josh because he's gone, even though he was right next to him in a freaking small tent.
That filler goes on for like 3 minutes, and then she sets up the tripod. Heather does to like then
it's
break
supposed
down
to
the
be
tent
an evil witch spirit
while
or
they
something,
wait for him.
But they treat it like a slasher or something.
Anyways, then Josh doesn't show up. They spend another night there, and freaking in this night, freaking they hear sounds.
No, they're missing, and it's like so boring, and it's just like filler forever.
Oh yeah,
and
Mikey
they're just
and
chilling
Heather
out,
talking.
and they're like setting up.
And she's
the trip.
like, and Mikey's like, I found cigarettes.
No, and they're like not even worried about Josh.
They're in the back of
They're
my
like,
bag.
there's less drama this day than any other day, even though someone's finally missing.
I know. Josh is
like,
missing, and then freaking Mikey's like, hey, I found cigarettes. So that makes
and
up
the directors and the writers are like walkie-talking. I'm like, oh, more. We need more drama. We need more comedic scenes.
No, Mikey's talking to Heather, and he's like, I found cigarettes. That makes up for Josh being gone. Anyways, he finds the cigarettes at the bottom of his backpack. Anyways, so then freaking they stay there another night.
Final night.
They stay there another night.
This is the
wake up.
hardcore trailer infamous scene as we know.
Oh yeah, that night before they go to bed. No, it's Heather's dome right in your face, and she's like,
oh, that is so annoying.
She's like,
just want to slap it.
I'm sorry to my mom and Josh's mom and Mikey's mom.
And
you're like, what? Are all their dads dead?
And you're like, no one wants to listen, you cunt.
Wow. Strong words from JBM 2005. Okay, so then freaking,
they're totally chill.
So then it cuts to them going to bed. No, they go to bed, so they wake up
they hear
morning.
Someone yelling and dying.
Oh yeah, they're like, Josh. No, but first, no, they wake up that morning, and it's the sticks. It's the sticks wrapped up inside the thing, and it's Josh's tongue.
Oh yeah, they
It's
like
Josh's
totally
tongue.
brought like their only effects for this movie in like a Ziploc baggie, they're like, all right, Heather, get a pile of twigs and then dump this Ziploc baggie.
They only use
on there.
like 3 drops from one little food coloring thing, and freaking not even a half a corn syrup. They freaking pour it. It's like the blood wrapped up in his freaking lumberjack freaking shirt. Wrapped up with the fake tongue.
So Heather doesn't even tell Mike.
Oh yeah, she doesn't even
about the prop blood.
She doesn't even tell Mikey the only grip.
It doesn't even make sense at all.
She doesn't even tell him about the blood in the tongue. She's like, let's just get out of here.
Filmmakers, they definitely would have filmed talking about it. They talk about a whole bunch of dumb shit, but they don't talk about that. Are you kidding me? They don't go in depth on that.
She doesn't tell Mikey we got a freaking tongue wrapped up.
Nate Dunning could have shot a better film.
Yeah, shout out to Nate Dunning. Anyway, so freaking and then they're like, all right, well, let's move on, even though Josh is missing.
And they're like all constipated to hell.
And then it gets to nighttime. No, this is where it gets to nighttime. And then they hear Josh again crying for help. And then this is where they go out with the cameras.
And this is the infamous dome shot, actually, this night. Because this is like the 5th night or something.
But anyway, so they're going through the woods. And
she's like, I'm so scared.
They're seeing the rock piles and everything.
I'm going to die out here.
And the chick's like freaking behind Josh. And he's like, oh, holy crap, it's a house.
This is when they find the abandoned house. They show this in the documentary, and this is where they claim that they found the footage in the documentary.
And they're like, where are
Total
you?
hoax.
They're like, where are you, Josh? Ah. And then he goes upstairs, even though, like, if you're on the main floor, you definitely hear and tell that it was from the basement.
Okay, they're both, like, in their own worlds doing their own improv. They're like, alright, this is the ending. So Mikey's, like, in another part of the house, and then Heather's in a whole other part of the house, even though they always stayed together. It was freaking retarded.
Yeah, the film doesn't line up
And they're
good.
all screaming. Yeah, it was poorly edited for the whole ending. I hated how it turned out.
No, because the guy goes upstairs, blah, 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 and then he's like, no, he's downstairs. And then he goes downstairs, and it's Mikey's footage first, and then he drops. And then they show, like, the exact same footage that they edited in, you know, 98 or whatever, with their film editing, and turned it black and white and made it all sketchy, and then added the guy in the corner.
Like Leatherface style.
They go to Heather's film, and then it's all edited to, like, black and white, and then it's the guy in the corner. And it's pretty tight, you know, if you're watching the first time and you don't know anything about it. You're like, oh, it's real.
And you're like, it's the house where all the children were raped.
And
is
you're like,
what it's supposed to be from the, like, the 40s, like, serial killers.
And you're like, all right,
and there's an evil spirit out there that possesses you.
But if it's 2011,
no,
you're like, this is whack. Alright, so,
I forgot the freaking witch's name in this, but...
we can just call her witch. Or no, we can just call her bitch.
No, she freaking, you gotta watch the documentary where they talk about it. It's pretty tight.
Nah.
I thought it was Mary something.
No, that's just the crazy old town chick that encountered the Blair Witch. Alright, well, anyways, what'd you think of it, JBM?
So then it cuts to Heather's camera. So Mikey dies, and then it cuts to her, and it does her death.
Oh, yeah,
he
just falls over.
And it doesn't even, like, he's yelling for Josh, even though Heather's screaming. He doesn't even care about Heather. They're like two actors in their own different worlds doing improv.
That's the
they
whole
treat
plot
it as
hole.
like a freaking.
That's the whole plot hole, because you think it's when they cut to the
thing.
second camera going down there, you think it's her, but she's the one screaming in the corner, and it's the other guy standing there. But then it's also Mikey, so that's why it doesn't add up. If you actually see
Hoyt
that last
would be
part.
like, this shit doesn't add up, boy.
Yeah, Hoyt from freaking Texas Chainsaw Massacre, he'd be like, I smell bullshit. Alright, so anyways, what'd you think of it, JBM 2005?
Alright.
I'm putting you on the spot. What'd you think of it?
Hold up. It goes to the credits.
Wow.
Which are short as fuck.
Wow, and the movie's over.
Our overall thoughts on it. Alright,
Hey, it goes to the credits.
I never even saw it until like 05, 06 when we rented it. Because we always had the documentary.
You got balls to admit that. Go on.
And anyway.
What'd you think? What'd you think of it? You thought it was dope then. Because you thought it was real.
Yeah, I thought
it was real.
I always thought Heather was an annoying bitch, but
wow. Okay.
But the whole concept and the story of it's tight. But
More strong words.
So you know what? Someone needs to do a freaking Witches and Warlocks movie, old school, from the late 1600s,
That'd be really tight
early
if they
America.
like made just
with black magic, you know.
Made a freaking
But basically, Harry Potter owns the black magic witchcraft world right now. Once that's over, they need to freaking make a franchise like Star Wars style of witches versus warlocks.
Witches and freaking goblins.
Tales from the Dark Side style. There's a few stories about witches, but yeah, that's what I gotta say about that too.
It'll be tight once they do that. Eventually, it will. But anyways, I guess anything to say? You got anything?
And make there be dark lords.
Tell us your comments
witches
about
with cloaks.
Tell us your comments about the Blair Witch Project. What do you think? I guess take it cheesy. I mean, that's it.
Do I have any other thoughts?
No.
You didn't even have any thoughts, period.
I had thoughts. I thought it was tight. Thought it was real when I first saw it, but now.
No, it's.
But now it was only because the '90s dial-up, the internet that took forever. Nobody even so they couldn't even find out about the movie.
No, about 70% of the movie is wax.
So that's why I thought it was real.
They could have chose to do tighter horror. I don't know. They shot it like a documentary.
Yeah, well, they're still freaking selling copies of this. They're making bank off of freaking a Best Buy film movie, a Best Buy camera movie. And then they returned it.
If we missed anything, hit us up. We'll talk about what we missed. We always miss stuff.
Alright, check out our other videos of comic books and other collections. Check them all out.
More in-depth horror reviews, discussions. Mr. Creepshow 09.